Shalom Israel, we are I.S.U.P.K out of 1 West 122nd Street. I'll be here under commanding GEN.YAHANNA. Right, our person might say your card. Right, and today we're going to begin today's Sabbath service. So I imagine we should stand. SHALAM, which means Israel. Down, the right hand is east, star, which means eternity. We're going to say Lord's Prayer now in the Hebrew. Amanaw, Shabashemaya, Kodash, Ayah, Shamka, Yahweh, Malakaka, Taba'a, Razaka, Ayah, and Shah, Ma'arakaza, Kowa, Ayah, Ashamaya, Nadan, Nawa, Lakan, Ka, Yawam, Wasalakuma, Kawawatuma, Kasalakuma, Kawawatuma, Wala'a, Tabianawa, Wanasayawam, Abal, Oshino, Mayan, Rai, Ayah, Ka, Amalaka, Wa'ala, Taparat, Ayalamia, Amar. In the end, said, Our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, Yahweh. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. So be it. We're going to say, Hakak, the power, Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Yahweh Shai, the thunder now, Hakak, Hakak, Wakama, the Lord, Hakak, and Zahab, and Zariah. Hakak, Hakayam, Hakayam, Hakak, Irakuba, Hamata'ala, the Garashem, Bahashem Yahushai, the Wa Amam. In the English, it said Yahweh, in the name of Yahushai, please give us the power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the leper, the power to raise the dead, the power against the clean spirits, to cast them out. In the name of Yahushai, thank you. So be it. We're going to say, bless Israel, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Barakanawa, Sha'ala, Mahaviyah, Sapari, Barak, Bapa, Abdan, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, the Wada Aman. He said, Lord, in the name of Yahweh Shai, bless us and Israel and the school. Bless, heal, shield, protect our loved ones in the name of Yahweh Shai. Thank you. So be it. We're going to say Psalm 121 in the Hebrew. Asha'a, Ayanya, Al-Hariyam, Ma'ayan, Ya'a'a, Azariah, Mayan, Yahweh, Aisha, Shamayan, Ba'arakasa, Ayatan, Namawat, Nagalka, Ayawan, Shamarka, Manal, Ayawan, Bala'a, Yashan, Shabamaya, Shala, Yahweh, Shamarka, Yahweh, Tizaka, Ayah, Yamyanka, Yawama, Ashamash, La'a, Yakaka, Wayara, Balayala, Yahweh, Yashamarka, Makaira, Yashama'a, Mashpaka, Yahweh, Yashama, Tazahaka, Wabawaka, Merata, Wahi, Ayolam. In English, Psalm 121, I will lift up my eyes unto the hills, from whence cometh my help. My help comes from the Lord which made heaven and earth. He will not suffer thy foot to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. The Lord is thy keeper, the Lord is shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. The Lord is thy keeper, the Lord is shade upon thy right hand. He shall not suffer thee. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. The Lord shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in, from this night forth and even forevermore. Psalm 83 in Hebrew. Alahayim, Al-Damayalaka, Al-Tafarash, Al-Tashapah, Al-Kayahanna, Awayam Yaka, Yahamayawan, Ra'ash, I-Maka, Yahira Yamwa, Sawada, Wayata, Yahitizawa, Al-Tazakawaka, Amaro, Zakawa, Wadekadam, Magawi, Wala'a, Yazakasha Mishal, I.O.D.A, Ya, I.S.U.P.K, Laba, Yakaro, I.A.K, Maria, Yakarata, Ahali, the One, Wayashemai, Alayam, our Abba, Wahagaraya, Iba, Wa'ayman, Wa'aymalak, Palashak, Ayashabia, that's a war, Gam Ashwar, Nalawa, Ayman, Ariwa, Zarawai, Labagi Walak Salah, SHALAM, Kamaya, Kasayasara, Kayabia, Malakal, Kayashua, Nashamalo, Bayanda Ara, Yawa, Yaman, Adam, Shayatamwa, Nadaya Mawa, Kayra, Wakazabah, Wakazabah, Wakazamana, Kama Sayakama, Asha, Amaro, Nayarasha, Nanawa, Nawa, Alahaya, Shayatamwa, Kagala, Kakwa, Apanira Waka, Ash, Ira, Yaira, Wakalahama, Kalaha, Ariam, Kantaradama, Basaraika, Wasa, Wapaka, Tabahala, Malaha, Manihat, Palawan, Wayamakwasa, Shankai, Yahawa, Yabashwa, Wayamahala, I, Wayakaparo, Wayabada, Wayandaiwa, Wayamaka, Shankai, Yahawa, Labanta, Alawan, Al-Gaha, Arataza. In the English, Psalm 83. Keep thou silent, O God, hold on thy peace, and be not still, O Lord, for lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. For they have consulted together with drunken sin. They are confederate against thee, the tabernacles of Edom, and the Ishmaelites of Moab, and the Hagarenes, Gibbar, and Ammon, and Amalek, and the Philistines, with the inhabitants of Tyre. Assyrians also joined with them. They have overthrown the children of God Salah. Do unto them as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin, at the brook of Kisum, which perished at Endor, and became as dung for the earth. Make them no more like Ur, or like sea, yea, all their princes as Zebah, and Zalman, who said, let us take to ourselves the houses of God in possession. O my God, make them like a weed, as the stubble before the wind, as a fire burning a wood, as the flame setting the mountain on fire. So persecute them with thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may sit down in Lord. Let them be confounded and troubled forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish, that men may know that God, whose name alone is Yahweh, are the Most High over all the earth. So, which means to So we're going to continue today's reading in the Hebrew, in the book of 1KINGS, starting from chapter 17, starting from 17 and 17 in the Hebrew. Wayahaya, Akara, Hadabarium, Ha'alaha, Kala, Bam, Ha'asha, Wa'ailah, Habaya, Wayahaya, Kalayawa, Kazakwa, Ma'ada, Aida, Asha, La'a, Nawathra, Bawa, Nashama, verse 18. Wafamar, Allah, Alahayawa, Maham, Maha, Laya, Walaka, Ayash, Ha'alayayo, Salaka, Ha'alahayo, Wa'ata, Aliyah, Lakas Salaka, Lahaza Kayara, Ionaya, Wallah Salakia, Wallah Amaliyah, Wallah Amayah, Banya, verse 19, Wayamar, Aliyah, Tanaya, Laya, Manaka, Wayapa Hawa, Makayakwa, Wayail Hawa, Allah, Ailiyah, Asha, Awa, Yasha, Sham, Wayashakabawa, Aila, Matawa, Verse 20. Wayakwara, Allah, Yahweh, Wayama, Yahweh, Alahaya, Agam, I, Ha'alaman, Asha, Aniyah, Mathawar, Aima, Haraiwa, Lahamayah, Bana, verse 21. Wayathma, Ayala, Shalash, Ba'aimayim, Wayakwara, Allah, Yahweh, Wayama, Yahweh, Aliyah, Alahaya, Tashar, Na'ah, Napash, Ayadar, Azahar, Salakia, Rabal, verse 22. Wayashamai, Yahweh, Wakawala, Alahayawa, Washab, Napash, Ayala, Korabawa, Wahayakaya, verse 23. Wayakwaka, Alahayawa, Ayala, Wayarab, Hawa, Man, Aileha, Wahayat, Wayatali, Hawa, La Amawa, Wayahawa, Alayahawa, Raya, Hakiya, Banaka, in the English. The book of 1 Kings, chapter 17 and verse 17. And it came to pass after these things that the son of the woman, the mistress of the house, fell sick, and his sickness was so sore that there was no breath left in him. And she said unto Elijah, What have I to do with thee, O thou man of God? Art thou come unto me to call my sin to remembrance, and to slay my son? And he said unto her, Give me thy son. And he took him out of her bosom, and carried him up into a loft, where he abode, and laid him upon his own bed. Verse 20. And he cried unto the Lord, and said, O Lord my God, hast thou also brought evil upon the widow with whom I sojourned, by slaying her son? Verse 21. And he stretched himself upon the child 3 times, and cried unto the Lord, and said, O my Lord my God, I pray thee, let this child's soul come into him again. Verse 22. And the Lord heard the voice of Elijah, and the soul of the child came into him again, and he revived. Verse 23. And Elijah took the child and brought him down out of the chamber into the house, and delivered him unto his mother. And Elijah said, See, thy son liveth. So as you can see here, this here is another example, you understand, of the Most High bringing, you understand, someone back to life through one of the prophets. You understand? As you know, there was only a few men, a few prophets, you understand, in the scriptures that brought people back to life. You understand? As you know, one of the most famous one is Lazarus. You understand, where Christ revived Lazarus. This here also is another good example here with Elijah. There's also an example of with Paul. You understand, who brought the young man who fell out a window back to life. You understand? I think there are 1 or 2 other examples, but we're showing here that these are things, you understand, that the Most High could give us power to do. You understand? And we also revive the dead, those who are dead spiritually, those who are dying out of sickness and disease. We can revive them back to life. We have men in the I.S.U.P.K under commanding Gen.YAHANNA have given testimonies, you understand, of them on the brink of death, and by them making that change, stop eating the pork, crab, lobster, and shrimp, and all these abominable things, and changing their lifestyles, you understand? They were saved from certain death, you understand? And this is what we do in the I.S.U.P.K under commanding General Yahanna. We raise the dead, you understand, and bring them to life. So we continue reading in the book of 1 Kings chapter 17 and verse 24. Watamar, Asha, Allah, Alahayawa, Aita, Azar, Zahar, Yara Isaiah, Iya, Ayash, Alahayam, Atar, Wadaba, Yahawa, Bapanyaka, Atam, Salaki Amaf. Book of 1 Kings chapter 18 and verse 1. Wayahaya, Yam, Rabbi Yam, Wadaba, Yahawa, Ayaha, Allah, Alahayawa, Bashana, Ashala Shayawa, La'amar, Kal, Araha, Allah, Aka, Abba, Watan, Watara, Panya, Adam, was 2. Wayala, Alahayawa, Lahara'awa, Allah, Akab, Wahara'aiba, Kazak, Shamarawan, was 3. Wayakara, Akarab, Allah, Ibadaya Hawa, Ashar, Abayaf, Salaka, Ibayada Yawa, Hayaha, Yara'a, Yahawa, Ma'ada, was 4. Wayahaya, Bahakara Karya, Ayazabah, Nabaya, Yahawa, Wayakwaka, Ibadaya Hayawa, Maha, Nabayam, Wayakabaya Ama, Kamashayam, Ayash, Wamaira, Wakala Kayam, Lakama, Wamayam, was 5. Wayamar, Akaba, Allah, Ibadayaha, Laka, Wahaya, Wakarataza, Allah, Ka, Ma'ayanya, Amayam, Allah, Ka, Anakalia, Awalaya, Salaki Namataza, Kaza, Kataza, Yara, Wanakaya, Yam, Sawas, Wakara, Walawa, Nakaraya, Mahakara, Salaki Mahabahawa, the 6. Wayakala Power, Laham, Arataza, La Aiba, Baha, Aba, Allah, Wadara, Akam, Labadawa, Waibada Yahayawa, Allah, Wadara, Ka, Labadawa. In the English, the book of 1 Kings, chapter 17 and verse 24. And the woman said to Elijah, Now by this I know that thou art a man of God, and that the word of the Lord in thy mouth is true. The book of 1 Kings, chapter 18, at verse 1. And it came to pass after many days that the word of the Lord came to Elijah in the 3rd year, saying, Go, shew thyself unto Ahab, and I will send rain upon the earth. And Elijah went and shewed himself unto Ahab, and there was a sore famine in Samaria. And Ahab called Obadiah, which was the governor of his house. Now Obadiah feared the Lord greatly, for it was so when Jezebel cut off the prophets of the Lord, that Obadiah took 100 prophets and hid them by 50 in a cave, and fed them with bread and water. Verse 5. And Ahab said unto Obadiah, Go into the land, unto all the fountains of water, and unto all the brooks. Peradventure we may find grass to save the horse and you alive, that we lose not all the beasts. So they divided the land between them to pass with. And Ahab went one way by himself, and Obadiah went another way by himself. Right, so once more we see where the men of the Lord, you understand, working. You understand, the Mosaic decided here now it's time that Elijah should go up. And we will see even at this time, you see a perfect example where Ahab, you understand, even though his wife Jezebel and they were doing evil inside the Lord, there were still men who feared the Lord and did what was necessary to help take care of the prophets of the Lord. You understand, even as I say, he hid them and fed them with bread and water, over about 100 of them. So let's continue the reading. The book of 1 Kings. Chapter 18 and verse 7. Yahya, Ibadiah, but the Ra, Wanaha, GEN.YAHANNA, Alayahawa, the Qara Atawa, Wayakara Hawa, Wayapa, I, Panyawa, Wayamar, Ata, Zaha, Adaliya, Alayahawa, was 8, Wayamar, Lawa, Anaya, Laka, Mar, La Adaniaka, Ana, Alayahawa, was 9. Wayamar, Maha, Hatakataya, Kaya, Ta, Latan, Ibadaka, Kaya, Akataba, Lahama, Yahnaya, was 10. Kaya, Yahweh, Alahayaka, Amma, Yasha, Gawaya, Wama, Malaka, Asha, La'a, Shalach, Adaniya, Shan, Lawakwa, Wa'amaro, Ayaniya, Wahashaba, Salakia, Waha, Shabayai, Abalaka, Wata, Abawaya, La'a, Yamataza'ata, Islam, Wa'aita, Amara, Laka, Amara, Adaniyaka, and Alayaha Hawa, was 12. Wahaya, Anaya, Alaka, Mahataka, Warawaka, Yahweh, Yashaka, I, Asherah, La'ah, Adai, Waba'athaya, Lahaga, Ya, La'aqaba, Wala'ah, Yamataza'ataka, Wahara, Galiya, Wa'ai Badaka, Yara'a, Yahweh, Mana'ai Raya, Mustatim, Allah, Agak, Agada, La'adaniya, Asha, Ashayafaya, Aharab, Ayazab, Ayazabal, Anabaya, Aya, Yahweh, Wakara, Anabaya, Aya, Yahweh, Wa'a, Ayash, Kamashayam, Ayash, Kama'ira, Wakala, Lakala, Lakam, Wa Mayam, Salaka Wa Mayam. In English, the book of 1 Kings, chapter 18 and verse 7. And as Obadiah was in the way, behold, Elijah met him, and he knew him, and fell on his face, and said, Art thou that my Lord Elijah? And he answered him and said, I am. Go, tell thy Lord, behold, Elijah is here. And he said, What have I sinned, that thou wouldest deliver thy servant into the hand of Ahab to slay me? As the Lord thy God liveth, there is no nation or kingdom, whether my Lord hath not sent to seek thee. And when they said, He is not there, he took an oath of the kingdom and nation, that they found thee not. Verse 11. And now thou sayest, Go, tell thy Lord, behold, Elijah is here. And it shall come to pass, as soon as I am gone from thee, that the Spirit of the Lord shall carry thee whither I know not. And so, when I come and tell Ahab, and he cannot find thee, he shall slay me. But I, thy servant, fear the Lord from my youth. Verse 13. Was it not told, my Lord, that what I did when Jezebel slew the prophets of the Lord? How I hid 100 men of the Lord's prophets by 50 in a cave, and fed them with bread and water? So this is here Obadiah. You understand, fearing the king, fearing that if he go and tell King Ahab that look, Elijah coming, and then he disappeared, as we would say, he would be killed, he would be slain. You understand? He would be destroyed. You understand? Because of that. Because we believe that if he said that, and Elijah disappeared, and they can't find him because they searched through all the lands, and they couldn't find him. And he said, of those nations and kingdoms, they took an oath and say, if you find him, come and say something. You understand? So he was fearing for his life to go before the king Ahab to say, look, Elijah is coming. So we're going to continue the reading. Book of 1 Kings chapter 18 and verse 14. وأيتا تا ما لكا مار لأدانيك أنا على حيو وهرغانيا with 15 ويما على أهليوا خيا يحو تزبوا الشام أيما خيا لقنياو خيا حيوان أرعى علياو with 16 ويلا أيبداي هو لقراء أثا أكبا ويجا لوا ويلا أكبا لقراء أثا على يهوى و17 ويحيى كراوا أكبا على يهوى ويمار أكبا اليوا حتى زها أيكرا لشعار وسكيتين ويمار لآ أيكراثيا لشعار كيا ما وبيا أبياكا وأيزبام سلاكيا وأيزبكم متزاوى يحوى وأطلقا كريا أبا أيليم with 19 وأيثا شلكا وبتزا عليا يشعر الله الرا أكا وملا وأتا نبيا أبا أيلا Arabai Mahawa Wakamashim Manabaya Aya Asha Arabai Mahawa Akalaya Shalakan Ayazabal was 20 Wayashalak ويشلا أكرا وكا ونيا يشعال ويقوى بتزا أنا ويا أيام الله أكرا أكراما in English. The book of 1 Kings chapter 18 and verse 17. Salakia, verse 14. And now says thou, go, tell thy Lord, behold, Elijah is here, and he shall slay me. And Elijah said, as the Lord of hosts liveth, before whom I stand, I will surely show myself unto him today. So Obadiah went to meet Ahab, and told him, and Ahab went to meet Elijah. And it came to pass, when Ahab saw Elijah, that Ahab said unto him, art thou he that troubleth Israel? And he answered, I have not troubled Israel, but thou and thy father's house, in that ye have forsaken the commandments of the Lord, and thou hast fallen to Baalim. Verse 19. Now therefore send and gather to me all Israel unto Mount Carmel, and the prophets of Baal 450, and the prophets of the groves 400, which eat at Jezebel's table. Verse 20. So Ahab sent unto all the children of Israel, and gathered the prophets together unto Mount Carmel. So we see here another one of the classic stories, you understand, in the nation of Israel, showing the power of the Most High. You understand, where, as you read them lower, you will see that Elijah made a mockery, you understand, of these false gods, you understand, before the Lord, the God of Israel. Because just as anything else, we would see, just like today, you can clearly see the gods of the Arabs, the gods of the so-called Iran, East Indians, you understand? And every other god, the god of the Christians. These gods have no power because they are not gods. You understand? They don't exist. Those Murtis and all these statues that they have no power. The Kaaba stone that the Muslims go around, and all these beads and all these things that the Catholics like to have, and the cross around their neck, these things have no power. You understand? And this passage of scripture here, this story of Elijah is going to show and prove how the power of the Most High works in the priests and prophets of the Most High. We will show you real power and what it can do and what it can accomplish. So we're going to continue the reading. The book of 1 Kings, chapter 18 and verse 21. ويقاش على حيوان الله قال عينه ويعمر عيدا وثياب ثم فسقيا آية شثياب حسب عينيا أما يقوى على حيوان لقوا أقرياو وأما Aba'ai, Lakowa, Akariyawa, Wala'a, Ainawa, Aima, Atawa, Deba, verse 22. Wayama, Alayahawa, Allah, Aima, Aliyah, Wa'atam, Aba'aya, Lahawa, Akariyawa, Wala'a, Anawa, Aima, Athawa, Deba, verse 22, Wayama, Alahayawa, Allah, Aima, Aniyah, Nawatarataya, Nabaya, Layahawa, Labadaya, Wanabaya Haya, Aba'ai, Arabai, Ma'awa, Wakamashiya, Ayash, verse 23, Wayatanawa, Lanawa, Shanayam, Pariyam, Wayapa, Karawa, Laham, Apara, Ka'aka, Wayagatan, Sahawa, Wayashaya, Maya, Moa, Hai, Aitazayim, Wahayash, Salaku Asa, La'a, Yashaya, Moa, Anaya, Aisha, Apara, Akar, Wanatantaya, Aitazayim, Asha, La'a, Ashayam, verse 24, Wakara Atam, Basham, Alahayakam, Anaya, Akura, Basham, Yahawah, Wahayaha, Alahayam, Asha, Ya'aina, Asha, Hawa'a, Alahayam, Waya'aina, Kal, Ama, Waya'amarwa, Tawa, Hababa, verse 25, Wayama, Alayahawa, Lanaba Aya, Aba'ai, Wakarawa, Lakam, Apara, A'aka, Wa'aishawa, Rashana, Kaya, Atham,
Arabayam, Wakurawa, Washam, Alahayakum, Waashar, Na'a, Tashayam Yakumwa, verse 26. Wayakokakwa, Ata, Akura, Ashar, Watan, Laham, Waishua, Wakorawa, Washam, Abai, Abarapara, Waida, Atazaha Hariam, Amar, Abai, Ainanawa, Wahayan, Kowa, Wahanai, Salake Wahayan, Aina, Wayapasahawa, Ai, Sabbath, I.S.U.P.K, verse 27, Wayahaya, Wayatazal, Wayahatab, Raham, Alayahawa, Wayamar, Korawa, Wakawa, Yadawa, Ya, Alahaya, Hawa'a, Kaya, Shakaya, Wakhaya, Shayaga, Lawa, Wakhaya, Lawa, Awalaya, Yashan, Hawa'a, Wiya, Kotiza. In English, the book of 1 Kings chapter 18 and verse 21. And Elijah came unto all the people and said, How long hold ye between two opinions? If the Lord be God, follow him. But if Baal, then follow him. And the people answered him not a word. Then said Elijah unto the people, I, even I only, remain a prophet of the Lord, but Baal's prophet have 450 men. Let them therefore give us 2 bullocks, and let them choose one for themselves, and cut it in pieces, and lay it on wood, and put no fire under. And I will dress the other bullock, and lay it on wood, and put no fire under. Verse 24. And call ye on the name of your gods, and I will call on the name of the Lord, and the God that answered by fire, let him be God. And all the people answered and said, It is well spoken. Verse 25. And Elijah said unto the prophets of Baal, Choose you 1 bullock for yourselves, dress it first, for ye are many, and call on the name of your gods, but put no fire under. And they took the bullock which was given them, and they dressed it, and called on the name of Baal from morning unto noon, saying, O Baal, hear us. But there was no voice, nor any that answered. And they leaped upon the altar which was made. And it came to pass at noon that Elijah mocked them and said, Cry aloud, for he is a God. Either he is in talking, or he is pursuing, or he is in a journey, or peradventure he is sleeping, and must be awake. So you see here now where Elijah is calling these prophets of Baal. You understand? He's literally clowning them, embarrassing them, because he knows their God is no God. And he knows that the God that they're serving is not the Most High God. Just like today, we understand and we know that the Christian church, the God that they worship is not the God of, the God of the Bible. The same way we know the Muslims are not serving the God of the Bible. The same way we know that the so-called East Indians and whoever else have their gods are not serving the God of the Bible. We understand that. And because we understand that, we are confident in who our God is and what he can do and what their God cannot do. And thereby, through the word, through the scriptures, as you would say, we can clone them. Because we know their word cannot stand. All the crying, all the bawling, all the shandai, and kind of every spoken tongue that they can speak and jump and shandai and flip and roll, it will not work. They cannot heal a soul. You understand? They cannot heal man or beast. Because the Lord is not with them. So we're going to continue. Look at 1 Kings chapter 18 and verse 28. Look at 1 Kings chapter 18 and verse 28. Verse 28. Wayakwar, Salake, Wayakwar, Rahawa, Rahawa, Gadawa, Wayak, Gada, Dawa, Kamashapata, Wakara, Bawa, Wabarakaya, Aida, Shapaka, Dam, Aliyah, verse 29, Wayahaya, Kahaiba, Kataza, Raya, Wayatana, Abawa, Aida, Ailawa, Wamanaka, Wahanaya, Wawa, Wahayan, Aina, Wahayan, Washab, verse 30, Wayama, Alahayo, Laka, Haima, Yashuwa, Aliyah, Wayagashawa, Ka, Haima, Ayaw, Wayarab, Matazak, Baka, Yahoo, Ayarawas, verse 31, Wayapoka, Aliyahawa, Shatayam, Aishara, Abanaya, Kamasapa, Shamataya, Banya, Yaikwa, Asha, Ayaha, Baba, Yahweh, Ayaw, Lamar, Yasha'al, Yahaya, Shema, verse 32, Yaban, Ha'abaniya, Hazabah, Hasham, Yahweh, Oya Aisha, Ayala, Kabayah, Sa'atayah, Zara'ai, Sabayah, Lamatazabah, verse 33, Oya Ayreka, Aitazam, Oya Natafa, Oya Sham, Aitazayam, Verse 34, Wayama, Yalawa, Arabai, Alayum, Wayum, Wayatazam, Hawa, Ha'ila, Ha'itazayim, Wayamar, Shalewa, Wayashinawa, Wayamar, Shalash, Shawa, Wayashalashua. In English, the book of 1 Kings chapter 18 and verse 28. And they cried aloud and cut themselves after their manner with knives and lances, till the blood gushed out unto them. And it came to pass, when midday was past, and they prophesied until the time of the offering of evening sacrifice, that there was neither voice, nor to answer, nor any that regarded. And Elijah said unto all the people, Come near unto me. And all the people came near unto him. And he repaired the altar of the Lord that was broken down. Verse 31. And Elijah took 12 stones, according to the number of the tribes of the sons of Jacob, unto whom the word of the Lord came, saying, Israel shall be thy name. And when the stones he built an altar, so like with the stones he built an altar in the name of the Lord, and he made a trench above the altar as a grave, as would contain 2 measures of seed. Verse 33. And he put the wood in order, and cut the bullock in pieces, and laid them on the wood, and said, Fill 4 barrels with water, and pour it on the burnt sacrifice and on the wood. Verse 34. And he said, Do it the second time. And they did it the second time. And he said, Do it the third time. And they did it the third time. Right, so we're going to see and continue that Elijah is going to make these men, these prophets, they are totally embarrassed. You understand? By the power of the Most High. So we're going to continue in the Hebrew. The book of 1 Kings chapter 18 and verse 35. Wayalakawa, Amayam, Sabayam, Lamazabah, Wagam, Hataila, Malak, Ayam. Verse 36. Wayahaya, Wailawa, Amanaka, Wayagash, Alayahawa, Anabaya, Wayama, Yahawa, Alahaya, Abraham, Yatazapaka, Wayashala, Ayawam, Yawadai, Yahad, Alahaya, Wayashala, Wanaya, Aywadaha, Wamadabariaka, Aishayafia, Adabaria, Allah, verse 37, Ainaya, Yahweh, Ainaya, Yadaiwa, Aiman, Azaha, Ayah, Yahweh, Alahaya, Wata, Asabah, Labam, Akarania, verse 38, Watpal, Asa, Yahweh, Wataka, Wa, Aitazayim, Wata, Abanyam, Wata, Aipa, Wata, Amayam, Basha, Waila, Lakaka, verse 39, Wayara, Ka, Ima, Wayapala, I, Yaha, Yamara, Yahweh, Alahaya, Yahweh, Alahaya, was 40, Yamar, Alahaya, Yaham, Tapashawa, Nabaya, and Aya, Ayash, Namayam, Ayamallah, Maham, Wayatapashawa, Wayawar, Adam, Ayaham, Allah, Nakal, Wayashawan, Wayashakata, Sham, was 41, Wayamar, Aliyahuwa, Akab, Akab, Washata, Iyad, Awad, Amawan, Akasham, in English. Book of 1 Kings chapter 18 and verse 35. And the water ran round about the altar, and it filled the trench also with water. And it came to pass at the time of the offering of the evening sacrifice that Elijah the prophet came near, and he said, Lord God of Abraham, Isaac, and Israel, and of Israel, let it be known this day that thou art God in Israel, and that I am thy servant, and that I have done all these things at thy word. Hear me, O Lord, hear me, that this people may know that thou art the Lord God, and that thou hast turned their heart back again. Then the fire of the Lord fell and consumed the burnt sacrifice, and the wood, and the stones, and the dust, and lit up the water that was in the trench. And when all the people saw it, they fell on their faces, and they said, The Lord, He is God. The Lord, He is God. Verse 41. And Elijah said unto them, Take the prophets of Baal, let not one of them escape. And they took them, and Elijah brought them down to the brook, to Shun, and slew them there. Verse 41. And Elijah said unto Ahab, Get thee up, eat and drink, for there is a sound of abundance of rain. You understand? And this here is a classic true example. You understand how the prophets of the Lord, you understand, deal with evil prophets, evil men. You understand? And if you realize he didn't say, as Christians say, gentle Jesus, we can mild, just forgive them, brother, they wasn't sure what I was doing, I wasn't sure. If you realize what took place in these scriptures, after the Most High showed his power, you know what the prophet did? He took all the 415 men of Baal, those prophets, and he slew all of them. He destroyed them for creating evil, promoting evil in the land. You understand? Because he didn't want that type of evil to continue, you understand, to grow and harbor in the nation of Israel. You understand? But we in the I.S.U.P.K, we're not going on slaying nobody, but we're going to show and prove that we are the priests and the prophets of the Lord by the miracles that we do every single day among blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. Things that your Christian pastor will never do and will be unable to do. You understand? These things, they will not be able to bring people over drugs. You understand? Black and black crime. You understand? Change their life, change sickness and disease. They can't do that. You understand? They believe in sure cure and all these other things that they can just make money off. You understand? They do not help the flock. But we help black, Hispanics, and Native Indians in the I.S.U.P.K and the command general. And with that brings us to the end of the service today. With that, we see Al-Majah, which means to stand.
SHALAM, which means to Israel. Imagine what we now put down, you can write that it's east, south, which means a two. So you know in Hebrew? Abanawa, Shabashemaya, Kadash, Ayah, Shakai, Yahweh, Malakaka, Ari, Zaka, Ayah, Ishaba, Arakza, Kawa, Ayah, Shemaya, Latan, Nawan, Nakam, Kai, Nawan, Masalaki, Kawabaki, Kasaraki, Kawati, Wala, Benawa, Sawan, Above, or Shino, the young bride, the Yah, Laka, Laka, Ala, Tapara, I will love you, man. In English, our Father, which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, Yahweh. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, the earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors, and lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever, so be it. We are saying, Hakak, and power, Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Yahweh Shai. The thunder now, Hakak, 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 come on the wall. Hakak, Hakak, is a rider. Hakak, Hakak, I require Allah, the Hashem, Hashem Yoshai, the Barama, in the English and Yahweh, in the name of Yoshai. Please give us a power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease. The power to cleanse the leper, the power to raise the dead, the power to give us clean springs and cast them out. In the name of Yoshai. Thank you. So be it. You're going to say, bless Israel. Yahweh, Hashem, Yoshai, Baraknao, Hashem, Yahweh Yas, Hari, Barak, Barak, Bagan, Hashem Yoshai, the Barama. In the English said, Lord, in the name of your Shai, bless us, at Israel and the school. Bless, heal, shield, protect our loved ones. In the name of your Shai, thank you, so be it. We're going to say Psalm 121 in Hebrew. Asha'a, Ayanya, Ahariyam, Ayam, Yama'a, Izariya, Izariya, Ayam, Yahweh, Aisha, Shemayam, Aratiza, Anatam, Arat, Akala, Ayah, Shemaka. Now, I am not a Shah, my Yahweh, Yahweh Shemaka, Yahweh Zak, Ayah, Yamaka, Yamama, Shemaka, Yaka, Wayra, Aliyah, Yahweh, Shemaka, Makara, Yeshma, Atnasuka, Yahweh, Yeshma, Tazahaka, Wawaka, Yata, Imawalam, in English. I will lift my eyes into the hills from whence cometh my help. My help comes from the Lord, which made heaven and earth. He will let our life to be moved. He that keepeth thee will not slumber. Behold, he that keepeth Israel shall not slumber nor sleep. The Lord is thy keeper, the Lord is shade upon thy right hand. The sun shall not smite thee by day, nor the moon by night. The Lord shall preserve thee from all evil. He shall preserve thy soul. The Lord shall preserve thy going out and thy coming in from this time forth, and even forevermore. Psalm 83 here. Alahayim, Aldamaya Ka, Altakarash, Altashapak, Alta Yahanna, Yaka, Yamigawan, Ash, Ilamaka, Yamigawasa, Wadaw, Yata, the ISUP. I was a Buwanka, Amara, Makawa, Adam, Gawi, Walaya, Sakasha, Mishal, Wada, Yam, I.S.U.P.K, Yakado, Ayaka, Yak, Arako, Ahaya, Alwan, Wayashamai, Ayam, our Abba, Araya, Yabal, Aywan, Allah, Alasha, I'm Yashabia, Kazabo, Yakashu, Nanawa, Imam, Ayawaza, Rawai, Vanana, Pasala, Isumaham, Companion, Yasabra, Kayabia. Malaka, Yashua, Ashamayo, Ayana, Araha, Yawa, Man, Lahadama, Shayatamwa, Nadaya, Mawa, Kabra, Kazabah, Kazabah, Wakatas of the Nine, Kalmas, Yakamwa, Asha, Mara, Yabrasha, Nawa, Namawa, Alahaya, Shayatamwa, Kagangala, Kakwash, Lapanya, Rawaka, Tabakaash, Tabakaya, Ira, Wakalahawa, Talahat, Mariam, Kantara Dakma, Basaraika, Wabasa, Wapatka, Tabahala, Malha, Paniham, Palawan, Wayabakosh, Shaka, Yahweh, Wabashua, Wayabahalo, Ai, Wayakaparo, Wayabaro, Wayadayo, Yaka, Shaka, Yahweh, Bata, Alewan, Agaha, Arataza. In the English, keep not the silent of God, hold not thy peace, and be not still of God. For lo, thy enemies make it to mouth, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, and the name of Israel be no one remembers. For they are consulted together with one consent. They are confederate against thee. The the tabernacle of Edom, and the shoulders of Moab, the Hagarenes, Gebal, Ammon, Amalek, and the Philistines, with the inhabitants of Tyre, Assyrians was to dream of them. Their food for the children of Lord Salah. Do unto them as unto the Midianites, as to Sisera, as to Jabin, and the brook of Kisum, which perished at Endor. They became as dogs with good. Midian was like Oreb, or like Zee, yea, all their princes, Baal, and Zalman, who said, let us take to ourselves the houses of God in possession. O my God, make them like a wheel, as a stubble before the wind, as a fire burning the wood, as the flame set in the mountains on fire. So persecute them by thy tempest, and make them afraid with thy storm. Fill their faces with shame, that they may seek thy name, O Lord. Let them be confounded and troubled forever. Yea, let them be put to shame and perish, that men may know that thou, whose name alone is Yahweh, and the Most High over all the earth. Psalm, which means eternal. We get 126 to Luke. Okay. Pada page nama Isupk, Majak, Rock, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Rakata, Yahweh. This concludes today's Sabbath service.